Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Welcome into the Steelers Talk Live Show. I am your host, Jack Sperry. It is finally game week, Steelers Nation. Preseason game week, Coop, but we are here. It'll be Jacksonville Jaguars on Saturday night. I can't wait to get this week's content started here on Steelers Talk Live. Coop, how are we doing this afternoon?
I'm fantastic. It's game week. The offseason is over.
Yeah, offseason's over. Now we can, really settle into the preseason.
Are you ready to watch Howie sling the rock?
Yeah, it's going to be good. Will Howard's going to get plenty of playing time here this weekend and over the course of the preseason, and he's been playing well at camp, so I'm excited to see him connect with guys like Rock Taylor, J.J. Galbraith, some of these guys, these younger guys that are coming in and trying to make the team. But it should definitely be fun. It'll be great to be on a watch party again, Coop. It's been, since January since we've been on a watch party? We've had fake watch parties with the Madden series, but it'll be good to watch some actual football with you guys on Saturday. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already and join us on Saturday. I believe we're going to be going live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, an hour before kickoff. It's going to be a lot of fun, giveaways, of course, play-by-play of every single play. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button and join us on Saturday night. And spam those me's down there in the comments section. I want to see who is here today. Who are the real ones? We've got Kevin Reed, a fan of your channel. We got Offsides Edits. We've got Chuck Dugan, Eugene Payne. We've got Robert Maxwell. We've got Cube. We've got Jason L. We got Ali, Misty God. We got Sully. We got Super Fell. We've got Steelers Fan 2010. We got Tristan. We got Tim. And we got a $20 super chat from Robert Locke with the 20. He says, let's get this party started. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Everybody spam those Roberts in the chat. Getting us going today. We got over 190 people ready to talk some Steelers football with us here on a Monday. And we actually have a new, what do we call it, Coop? A new feature on the Steelers Talk Live kind of programming here. It's called the XP Leaderboard. So the more you guys comment, the more you guys super chat, all that different stuff, every time you comment and every time you super chat, you get more and more and more XP.
And that's why Bob Locke and Zwap are at the top right now.
Yeah, and that's why Robert Locke and Zwap are at the top, because those are the two people that have super chatted. And at the end of the show, the person that's number one is going to be our MVP of today's show. So right now, Robert Locke is in the lead to be today's MVP. And let's get to Zwap's super chat here before we get into anything else here, Coop. Zwap with a 5 says, what's your predictions for this preseason games? Listen, man, I don't really want to go into predictions because I don't really give a shit. All right, I don't really give a shit if they win, if they lose. I just want to see some good football. I want to see, no procedural penalties. I want to see people that know what the hell they're doing out there.
You say that, but I think if the Steelers lose in ridiculous fashion, there might be a crash.
Well, just look at last week. The Lions get the brakes beat off of them in the Hall of Fame game, and everyone's panicking about the Lions after a fucking preseason game that Kyle Allen started at quarterback for them. So, I'm sure if we get beat pretty bad, there will be some panic in Steelers Nation. But I'm not worried whatsoever. I just want to see some live football again. So Swap, not too many predictions. Here's a prediction I'll have: Will Howard to Rock Taylor for a touchdown.
Okay.
At least one.
Do you think? And we'll talk about Rock, I'm sure, as preseason goes on. Does he have a good chance to make the squad?
He's got an uphill battle. UDFA out of Memphis. The Steelers have a lot of receivers that they pretty much have locked onto the roster right now. Of course, DK Metcalf. Roman Wilson is a former high draft pick. He's going to make the team. Calvin Austin III is going to make the team. Ben Skoranek is going to make the team because of what he does as a blocker and what he does as a special teams player. And then you've got kind of three guys that I would say are in the mix for the final kind of spot. And that would be Scotty Miller, that would be Robert Woods, and that would be Rock Taylor. And I would say Taylor needs to really show out in these preseason games. Like, he's going to have to get multiple touchdowns, multiple receptions. He's going to have to really show out to beat out Robert Woods and Scotty Miller. And that's not even taking into account the possibility of the Steelers adding another receiver via trade or via free agency before the start of the season. So Rock's certainly got an uphill battle ahead of him, but he's had a very good start to camp, and he's certainly turning some heads there in Latrobe. So fill in the blank for us down there in the comment section. The Steelers have a top blank offense in the NFL this year. Coop, the offense is struggling a little bit at training camp. All right,
I listed Aaron Rodgers as a loser.
I did list Aaron Rodgers on my losers list to this point in camp, but I still have a relatively high level of confidence that by the time that we get to week one, a lot of these issues and these chemistry issues are going to be ironed out. It's a brand new offense, right? New quarterback, working with new receivers, working with new running backs. It's a new offensive line that's never worked together. Like, it's going to take a little bit of time for these guys to gel together and look competitive against what I think is probably the best defense in the National Football League.
I'm going to say top 16.
You think top half of the league?
Top half.
They won't crack the top 10, though.
I have a hard time seeing it. It's possible.
Caleb, it is possible. That's the thing, is that it is possible for them to be a top 10 offense. Aaron Rodgers is going to have to, get back to playing closer to what he was in Green Bay versus what he was in New York last year. And I would say Caleb Johnson needs to have a year one breakout season as a rookie in order for this team to be a top 10 unit this year. But it's certainly within the cards, and it's certainly really exciting to see all these new players and all these really big names here with the Pittsburgh Steelers this season. So before we get into our first segment today, I just want to let you guys know that we are actually giving away a Steelers Talk hat. We are now less than $10 away from getting to our $50 mark, which would allow us to raffle off one of these Steelers Talk hats. If you guys want to send in a super chat, a Venmo, or a PayPal, $5 gets you a raffle ticket, $10 gets you 3 raffle tickets, $20 gets you 10 raffle tickets, and your name on the Steelers Talk Gong. We
already have Locke's name on there, right?
We already have Robert Locke's name on there. Because he's a real one. He's here every single show. And then every $50 that we make today, I do have the lemon shots back. We will be doing the lemon shots for every $50. We're just $10 away from our first lemon shot today. And if we can get to $250 total on the show, we will hit the Steelers Talk Gong. So appreciate your guys' support. If you guys want to get in on the raffle and you want to double your raffle tickets, though, you can send it in via Venmo or PayPal. You can find me at Jack-Sperry on Venmo or at Captain Jack Rabbit on PayPal. The reason why we give you guys double the raffle tickets for Venmo and PayPal is because we get to keep more of the proceeds. YouTube takes 30% of every single super chat dollar that you guys send in, but with Venmo and PayPal, we get to keep more of that money, and it goes towards the channel. So if you guys want to help us out, you guys can send it in to at Jack-Sperry on Venmo or at Captain Jack Rabbit on PayPal. We'll give you the double the raffle tickets for your trouble. Goodness gracious. $10 from Robert Locke. What's up, Rob? Again, $10 says, if Omar has one more move to make, what's your best guess? My best guess would be, how about trading for Adam Thielen from the Carolina Panthers? Thielen's an older receiver. Carolina is maybe a team that's at least a year away from really competing. Thielen might be in the last year of his career.
Steelers have had interest
before. They were very interested in him at the trade deadline last year. He has a little bit of a relationship with Aaron Rodgers because of how much they played against each other when Thielen was in Minnesota and Rodgers was in Green Bay, so they have a respect for each other. He's a really good route runner, very professional type of route runner too. He would know what Rodgers would expect out of certain types of routes. And he's got really good hands, and he can play inside and out. So I think that he would be a perfect fit. He wouldn't cost you that much because he is an older player. Maybe a 5th or 6th round pick, and the Steelers have multiple of those in next year's NFL draft. So I would say if they're going to make any more kind of like big move, I would say Adam Thielen is a name to keep your eye out for.
Do you think that they could go external on the offensive line, or do they like the options?
I mean, they could, but there's just not a lot of options. Especially at tackle, because if you're going to replace somebody on this offensive line, it would probably be Broderick. But there's not a lot of starting caliber left tackles that are out there open.
They're all occupied.
They're all occupied right now, and the teams that have multiple, they don't want to give away their offensive tackle depth, because what if someone gets hurt? Offensive line depth is so valuable in the National Football League. So you'd have to pay a premium in a trade to get an offensive tackle, and then, there's always the chance that tackle's not good enough because that person is a swing tackle elsewhere. So, I would say Adam Thielen for mid to late day 3 pick. I think that takes care of your wide receiver 2 need without having to pay too much for a receiver like Terry McLaurin, who would cost more than DK Metcalf does. And it also, maintains most of your draft capital for next year. Zwap comes back in with a $5 super chat. We got the number 1 and number 2 XP guys in the chat right now. Says, I think they should invest on the Washington wide receiver. Listen, man, this team wants to play a lot of heavy tight end sets. And obviously, if you get Terry McLaurin, you can kind of change that plan. But I think they feel comfortable with living in 13 personnel this year, where you got Jonnu Smith, Pat Freiermuth, and Darnell Washington on the field. Or did I say Darnell twice?
Freiermuth, Washington,
and Jonnu. Those 3 guys on the field at the same time at all times. Well, not at all times, but a lot of the time, especially on early downs.
And we might see some 4 tight end formations.
Yeah, we've seen some 4 tight end formations out there.
Hayward?
Yeah.
Okay.
That includes Hayward. And then they put Jonnu in the backfield in those formations. So that's what gets kind of crazy there. Again, guys, we're doing the XP leaderboard today. Right now, Robert Locke is leading with over 1,000 XP. So you guys got to catch up. You got to get those comments in there. You got to get those super chats in there if you want to make the leaderboard. CJ Ross is number 3 in the XP leaderboard right now. Sends in a $2 super chat. Says, have the jerseys been sent out yet? Love the show. I believe we did send out the jerseys, Coop. I think we did. So, CJ...
We'll get in touch with the shipping department and let you know, CJ, but I believe they have.
It should be on the way, CJ. $2 from Mexamander says, I still don't trust Broderick Jones. He injury-prone. So he's already had a little bit of a groin issue, but now he's fully back. He practiced fully yesterday in pads, so he actually had his best day of camp yesterday. So positive momentum for Broderick Jones. That's all good to see right there from Mr. Broderick, because he's going to be big for this team this year. If he turns into a legitimate starting left tackle, that is going to really help allow this offense to go to the next level and this team to go to the next level. So just so you guys know, we will be going live on Wednesday later this week instead of our normal Thursday live show day. We had to move it up a day. So just so you guys know, next time we'll be live on this channel will be Wednesday at our normal time, 5 p.m. Eastern time. And then, of course, we will be going live on Saturday for the first preseason game. We'll be going live an hour before the game begins. So 6 p.m. Eastern time will be our start time here on Steelers Talk. And it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. We're going to be doing giveaways. Of course, we do all of our normal super chat menu stuff. It's going to be a hell of an evening here, kicking off our watch party season here on Steelers Talk.
I can't wait for it. And we're live.
Yeah, no, that's Coop's favorite right there. So I hope you join us on Saturday, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Click that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you know when we're going live for that. All right, so we
one more super, and then we'll get into our segment.
All right, one more super chat, then we'll get into our segment. We just got one segment for you guys today, so if you got super chat questions, if you want to get those in, feel free. I actually owe a lemon shot here. $2 from Bernard says, do you think Smith could cave to Rodgers? So he's talking about, does he think Arthur Smith is going to cave to what Rodgers wants in the Steelers offense?
Oh, we got a couple more coming in.
Got a couple more super chats coming in, so we'll get to these before we get into our segment, guys. But Bernard, I want to make this abundantly clear to everybody watching, all right? Everybody's kind of approaching this as Rodgers versus Smith, like they're competing for which offense is going to win out.
They're collaborating. And one of the reasons why Rodgers wanted to come to Pittsburgh is because he saw what
Arthur Smith was able to do with Ryan freaking Tannehill in Tennessee in 2020. And he said, you know what, that's an offense that I want to be a part of, with a really good run game, with a big, fast, really good yak threat at wide receiver. That's what DK Metcalf's going to be for this offense this year. Like, he understands why that offense worked, and he feels like he has the skill set to operate that offense. It's not Rodgers coming in here and saying, listen, man, we're just going to go all shotgun, all spread. Arthur Smith, you can go suck a dick if you don't like that. It's like, no. Like, he's coming in and says, I like your offense, and I want to be a part of it. And then, I'm sure there's certain things Rodgers likes that Smith is going to put into the offense to make him feel more comfortable. But, like, people approach this like, oh, who's going to cave to who?
It's not a power struggle.
And it's not really a power struggle. They're friends, they're collaborators, they're colleagues, and they're going to be trying to make the best possible offense for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, the answer to the question, Bernard, is they're going to be working on the offense together. $5 from my man C.J. Ross says, or was it Zwap?
No, it was C.J. Hang on. We had just switched on us.
C.J., we will get to you here in just a second. I'm actually going to do my lemon shot for you guys right here.
I'll read out C.J.'s while you do the lemon shot. C.J. Ross says, hot take, I think Omar Khan convinces Allen or Cooper to come to the Steelers and solves the number 2 receiver problem. No way we land McLaurin or Micah.
Yeah, I agree, CJ.
Micah Parsons will not be a Steeler.
Micah Parsons, he might have a better chance than McLaurin. None of them are going to happen. Neither of them are going to happen.
If I had to rank which one's more likely, I'd say it's Terry.
I don't think so.
But they're both like 0.1%.
They're both like near zero.
Yeah.
They're both Oppenheimer numbers, near zero. All right. So I agree, CJ. Like, if the Steelers are going to trade for somebody that's more realistic in my eyes, Adam Thielen, Romeo Doubs, signing Amari Cooper, we'll see what happens. It sounds like Keenan Allen is probably going to eventually sign with the Chargers. He visited them last week. Yeah, he visited the Chargers last week, and apparently there's mutual interest there.
I wonder why.
Keenan Allen loves LA. He doesn't want to live in Pittsburgh, so he's probably going to go back to the Chargers. But maybe Cooper is an option if Roman Wilson continues to disappoint. $10 from Robert Locke again says, give all my hat entries to the random chat. Coop.
Let's let Mr. Mini Cam pick some entries.
All right, we've got Ponzi over here today, our little helper today.
Pick 3 people, Ponzi, and I'll put them in the raffle.
So Ponzi's going to pick 3 people here. He says, I'll lead the Reaper. Says Steelers fan 2010, you're in. Alex H, you are in. So congratulations to you 3. You got free raffle tickets courtesy of Robert Locke. $5 here.
Yep.
$5 from Zwap again. Says, is Caleb Johnson looking nervous playing? And do you have Cash App? Unfortunately, Zwap, I used to have Cash App,
They're shadow banning us.
But now they want me to turn into like a business account where I have to pay taxes. And
How dare them?
I don't really want to do that. So the 2 places or the 3 places you can super chat, you can Venmo, or you can use PayPal.
We'll put those on screen for you here.
We'll put those on screen for you in just a second. Hopefully you have one of those too. $2 again from Robert Locke says, next stream, ditch the lemon and do no, I'm not doing vinegar.
No way.
I'm not doing vinegar, dude. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't do vinegar. My old stepdad used to do apple cider vinegar.
Yeah. Oh,
it smelled disgusting. It made our entire house smell disgusting. So I just can't do it. But if you guys want to send in your donations, get extra raffle tickets. You double your raffle tickets with Venmo and PayPal at Jack Sperry and at Captain Jack Rabbit on PayPal. If you're wondering what we're raffling off today, we're raffling off one of these Steelers Talk hats. All right. So if you win it, Coop and I can sign it if you want, whatever the case may be, whatever you guys want, or if you just want it plain so you can wear it out. Absolutely cool. So a little bit of an update on our XP leaderboard here. Robert Locke continues to be our MVP of the day. Zwap is continuing to get the silver here with number 2, and then CJ Ross is sitting at number 3 right now. All right, so if you guys want to get on the leaderboard, you can spam down there in the comment section. You get points for every single comment that you put in there, but then you get extra XP when you super chat. All right, so if you really want to get into the top 3, super chat down there in the chat. We really do appreciate your guys' support. But we do have a segment to get to you guys today. We did already record and put out a segment earlier today. I put out my winners and losers list, my updated winners and losers list from Steelers training camp practices. But now today, I want to get into the rumors realm here on the Steelers' day off in Latrobe and talk about some wide receiver options that Omar Khan could potentially look at. And a couple of new names that we haven't talked about on the channel before here, Coop. So it should be a fun one here. Let's get into it right now. Some wide receiver targets for the Pittsburgh Steelers to consider. Welcome into the Steelers. Welcome into. Oh my goodness! Can we start that over, please? Oh my goodness! I just completely brain farted here on live. Oh my goodness! My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Coop's gonna redo the intro here, and that's embarrassing right there. F Sperry in the chat. F Sperry in the chat. Usually I've got a 100% record on live shows, man. Not screwing it up, but that's just me. We'll do it live. F it. Let's go. All right. First segment coming at you right now. Play it, Coop. Welcome into Steelers Talk. I'm your host, Jack Sperry. Today, with the Steelers' day off in Latrobe, I wanted to talk a little bit about some rumors, specifically surrounding the wide receiver position after Calvin Austin III, Roman Wilson, and Robert Woods have gotten off to slow starts at Steelers training camp, and talk about the possibility of Omar Khan trading for a star wide receiver to pair with DK Metcalf before the start of the 2025 NFL season. Before we get into the content today, get us started down there in the comments section. What's the percent chance that the Pittsburgh Steelers add a starting wide receiver to their lineup before the start of the season, week 1 versus the New York Jets? Put it on a scale of 0, meaning no chance they add another starting receiver before the year, to 100%, meaning it's just a matter of time. All right, so I'm just going to start the video off with this, guys. I know that it's a very popular name on Steelers Twitter and, arguably top 10 receiver in the game today. But if a trade happens, I highly doubt it's going to be for Commanders wide receiver Terry McLaurin. But Jack, he's requested a trade, all that different stuff. Well, here's a couple of reasons why I don't think if he does get traded, it's not going to be to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Number one, it doesn't seem that Washington is all that interested in trading Terry McLaurin despite the trade request. A lot of times, guys, trade requests these days is kind of a negotiation tactic to try and get negotiations going with that player's current team. In the last 3 receivers to request a trade from their team, T. Higgins, Deebo Samuel, there's one more I can't remember, but they all got their deals done with their respective teams. Also, I think that Terry McLaurin's going to be too expensive for the Pittsburgh Steelers. For a team that wants to play really heavy personnel and have a lot of 3 tight end sets this year, it doesn't make a lot of sense to pay 2 receivers $33+ million per season. I don't think the Steelers can afford this move necessarily. And then the final reason is, if the Commanders do want to trade McLaurin and the Steelers are interested, they're going to want a receiver back in exchange for him, because at this point, they have to replace Terry McLaurin in their wide receiver room, but the Steelers don't really have a whole lot of receiver options outside of DK Metcalf that would be enticing to the Commanders in a trade. I don't think they would be too particularly interested in Calvin Austin. I don't think they would be interested in Roman Wilson, who hasn't established himself at all. Same thing goes for Robert Woods. There's just nobody here in this wide receiver room here in Pittsburgh, in my opinion, that the Commanders would want in an exchange for Terry McLaurin. So, for all those reasons, I don't think Terry McLaurin is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler this year. And honestly, I don't think he's going to get traded at all. And honestly, I think that Tyreek Hill from the Miami Dolphins is a more likely trade target for the Pittsburgh Steelers than Terry McLaurin is at this point in time. All right, and the reason why I say that is that there's definitely some awkward juju surrounding Tyreek Hill and the Miami Dolphins organization right now. Just this week, Tyreek Hill had this to say when a reporter asked him about what the team can do better in 3rd and short situations. He said, take Devon Achane out on 3rd down. That's my honest opinion. If it's 3rd and short, he's not a power back. I be telling him that in the locker room, but he swears that he's a power back. I love Devon, but if I'm being honest, that's why you got Jalen Wright. That's why you got Ollie Gordon. for those kinds of situations. And then Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel didn't seem to love that comment from Tyreek, kind of sarcastically responding to him during his press conference earlier this week, saying, "I thought it was a genius reporting by Tyreek, seeing how we had a short yardage period that very day you guys were in attendance for." And his suggestion was, I guess, congruent with running backs coach Eric Studesville. That's exactly how we repped the backs in that short yardage period that very day. But we thought it was funny that he reported the news that wasn't news on that practice day in that short yardage period that you guys were all there for as well. And then not just Mike McDaniel, but Tua Tagovailoa seems to be a little bit cold towards Tyreek Hill after he said after the regular season finale in Miami last year that he wanted out from the team. This is what Tua had to say to open training camp this year in Miami. You guys aren't the only people that heard that. So when you say something like that, you don't just come back with a, hey, my bad. You've got to work that relationship up. You've got to build everything up again. It's still a work in progress, not just for me, but for everybody. So listen, guys, I still think it's unlikely that the Dolphins end up trading Tyreek Hill at this point. I still think they're trying to compete with Tua Tagovailoa as their quarterback. Mike McDaniel, I think, is starting to feel some of the heat in terms of his job security, and obviously Tyreek Hill's an awesome player. You want him on the field for you, especially at this point where there's very limited options in terms of replacing him. But if the Steelers wanted to give Miami a call here, and if things really start to get ugly in Miami, this would be my trade offer for Tyreek Hill, okay? A third-round pick next year. The Steelers have multiple of them next year, by the way, and Calvin Austin III, who is a very similar style of receiver to Tyreek Hill. He's not nearly as good, all right, but to play that role in the Dolphins offense, Calvin is smaller like Tyreek Hill is. He's a speedster like Tyreek is. He's a downfield threat like Tyreek is. If you really want to replace his role in that Miami Dolphins offense, I think Calvin Austin III is a really good route runner, can threaten to all three levels of the field, really good ball tracking ability down the field as well. Pair him up with Jalen Waddle. You still have that really fast wide receiver duo that they want there in Miami, and they get an additional third-round pick, and they get Tyreek Hill out of their locker room. So let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Would you accept this trade if you were Steelers GM Omar Khan? Give me an A for accept or D for decline. This will be the pinned comment on today's show. So in just a second here, I'm going to tell you about our sponsor today at Fanatics. And while I'm telling you about Fanatics today, go down there in the comments section and give me an A for accept or D for decline. And if you guys want an Aaron Rodgers jersey from our friends at Fanatics today, you guys can go to chatsports.com/AR8. They've got a lot of back to school deals as well with a bunch of different promo codes. You guys can use code CLASS or DORMS to be able to get 25% off this jersey, especially when you use our link, chatsports.com/AR8. Again, that link is down in the comments and description of today's show. And if you use special promo code DORMS or CLASS, Fanatics is going to give you an extra 25% off your jersey today. So go chatsports.com/AR8 to take advantage of this deal today. So now let's talk about some other options at the wide receiver position. I think Tyreek is probably the biggest name that could feasibly happen before the start of the season. But like Terry, he's a little bit more expensive. Maybe the Steelers don't want to spend that much money on what essentially would be their number 2 wide receiver at that point. DK is going to be the leading receiver in this offense this year. But some other options that are out there, if they just want to go the free agency route, I still think Amari Cooper makes the most sense for this team. Now, Cooper isn't the best run blocker in the world, but Aaron Rodgers has been very complimentary of Cooper's game. He has complimented him a number of times on the Pat McAfee show and said that he's been a fan of his for a very long time. And then also, Rodgers throughout his career works well with receivers like Amari Cooper, guys that have big bodies and guys that are really good route runners. That was the type of receiver that Davante Adams was there in Green Bay, and he absolutely loved working with Davante. So I think that Cooper might be looking for some work right now for a team that's a little bit more competitive, and I think Rodgers would love the opportunity to play with Cooper. So if they can get over the fact that Cooper is not the best run blocker in the world, I think that this is something that could work here in Pittsburgh. Another one that I think that, if the Steelers can pull it off, I think would be phenomenal, and that's Romeo Doubs from the Green Bay Packers. That Packers wide receiver room is quite full, and Doubs has had issues with the team for not getting enough touches in the past, and this year I think he's going to see the ball even less with Matthew Golden being injected into that room. and a bunch of other guys that they've added as well. And I think part of the issue with Rodgers and the offense to this point in training camp has been a lack of chemistry, a lack of connection, and that wouldn't be an issue with Romeo Doubs. The second he steps in with the Pittsburgh Steelers, maybe it would take a little bit of time to get reacclimated, but Rodgers and Doubs already have a language together. They already have some established chemistry together playing with one another in Green Bay during Dobbs' rookie season back in 2022. Rodgers was very complimentary of Doubs. I think that he would sign off on this trade in a heartbeat if Omar Khan would be able to, pull that off. And then another name that I don't think I've ever discussed on this show before, guys, but I kind of realized this kind of going over all the other rosters in the National Football League over the weekend. Michael Wilson from the Arizona Cardinals, I think, would be a phenomenal fit with Aaron Rodgers and with the Steelers offense. He's just a very tough, smart, savvy route runner with really good hands. He's a good run blocker. And right now, the element that Arizona is missing in their wide receiver room is a true deep threat. Greg Dortch is smaller and fast, but he's more of a gadget type guy, more of a manufactured touch guy. You got Trey McBride, you got Marvin Harrison Jr. Those guys are phenomenal at what they do, but they don't have a true take the top off the defense type of deep threat. And it just so happens the Steelers have one of those guys on their roster right now in Calvin Austin III. So, what you could do is you could swap Calvin and Michael Wilson. The Steelers get their route runner, their bigger body, their run blocker. You can put Roman Wilson in the slot then, which is where I think that he's a better player anyways. And the Cardinals get their deep threat to, take the top off the defense so that Marvin Harrison and Trey McBride can do their thing underneath. I think that this trade could potentially work out for both sides, but very rarely do you get player-for-player trades in the NFL. So honestly, guys, this one's pretty unrealistic as well, in my opinion. Then Adam Thielen, I think, is one to keep your eye out for here, guys, especially if guys like Jimmy Horn Jr., guys like Ted Aurora McMillan, if guys like Jalen Coker, if guys like Hunter Renfrow continue to play well in camp for the Carolina Panthers. I think the Panthers are more of a they could maybe make the playoffs this year, but they're probably not going to compete for a Super Bowl championship. This might be Adam Thielen's final year in the NFL, and he might want to play for a team that's making more of a push to win a Super Bowl this year. And, the Panthers have a lot of wide receiver talent in their wide receiver room right now that's more long-term, right? Younger players, rookies, and Adam Thielen is not going to be there long-term. So you might as well get a pick out of him while you still can. And, guys, Pittsburgh was interested in Adam Thielen at the NFL trade deadline last year. Now, it sounded like the Carolina Panthers wanted like a third or a fourth round pick in exchange for him. The Steelers weren't willing to pay that much to get him. But if Carolina's willing to let him go for a fifth or a sixth round pick before the season, I think the Steelers would pull the trigger on that in a heartbeat. Then the final name to consider here, somebody that would probably only cost you like a seventh round pick, maybe a conditional sixth, John Mechie, formerly with the Alabama Crimson Tide, currently with the Houston Texans. And Mechie is a really good fit for what the Steelers would be asking for out of their Z wide receiver. All right, he's a really good run blocker for his size. He's a good route runner. His hands are a little bit inconsistent, but if you want to get another younger type of dart throw in this room, John Mechie is somebody that wouldn't cost all that much, but would have a decent chance to start for this football team if Omar Khan ends up landing him this season. So name your price down there in the comment section. How high of a draft pick are you willing to give up for a wide receiver? Are you willing to go as high as a first round pick to get a guy like Terry McLaurin? Do you want to go second or third round pick to get a guy like Tyreek Hill, or would you rather go day three? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comment section. Which round pick are you willing to go to get a wide receiver this year? That'll be it for today's edition of Steelers Talk by Chat Sports. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by today. We'll have more Steelers coverage for you guys tomorrow. The Steelers are supposed to release their first unofficial depth chart for their preseason game this weekend tomorrow. And then, of course, more practice reports from Latrobe tomorrow as the Steelers practice once again on Tuesday. So click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Until tomorrow, guys, here we go, Steelers. All right, so we got our segment out of the way, so now we can just talk ball here, guys. We'll stay live for as long as you guys keep the Super Chats and the Venmos and the PayPals flowing. But $10 from my man Thomas Huxley gets in on the raffle. 3 raffle tickets for Thomas.
Thomas, if you have a question, put it in the chat, and we'll be sure to answer that for you.
I see a question from Rob O here. He says, can Jonnu play wide receiver too?
He more or less will.
So,
well, kind of.
So, like, in terms of being like a true outside number 2 receiver, the answer is no. They can line him up outside as like a screen threat. Miami would do that a lot last year where he would line up outside. They would motion him inside, and then they would throw a quick screen to him with a couple blockers in front of him. I think the Steelers might run that screen a couple times this year. But like in terms of being a true wide receiver 2, no, he can't do that. I think right now the Steelers are hoping that Roman Wilson can be their number 2 receiver in terms of the guy that comes in on 12 personnel, the guy that comes in on early downs, because the Steelers understand that Calvin Austin III doesn't really bring a whole lot of value as a run blocker. So they don't necessarily love playing him on early downs. So that's why they haven't given Calvin a new contract extension. It's why they probably let him walk in free agency next year. And it's why, if you're trading for a receiver and they want a receiver back, Coop, Calvin is the guy that I'm trading.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I just, long term, I like Calvin's skill set, and I think he's really nice to have as a wide receiver 3 that can get open to all 3 levels of the field and be that true dynamic receiving threat. But like this offense wants to live in 12 personnel a lot, and they want to be able to run block with everybody on the field, and you can't do that with Calvin Austin. So. It'll be interesting to see if Roman or Robert Woods can take that true quote-unquote wide receiver 2 role in this scheme. $5 from Robert Locke. Says the injuries in practice are low-key pissing me off. It's a part of football, man. It's a part of football, and here's the thing, Rob. It doesn't sound like any of it is too serious.
It's a violent game, man.
All right, like it's nothing too serious. Like at this point last year, I think it was this point last year, we already heard Nate Herbig was out for the season. And it's like, right now you got Alex Highsmith, who we already know is awesome. He's dealing with a groin issue, but he's probably going to be ready for week 1. Broderick, he's already back to practicing fully. Sayamalu's already back to practicing fully. Joey Porter Jr. will probably practice tomorrow. Calvin will probably start practicing tomorrow. Like, at this point in camp, Rob, the reason why so many people are sitting out with injuries is because they're being cautious with these players. You don't want these players to go out there and then make it worse. So, at this early into camp, especially if they're established starting players that you already know what they can do, you don't want them to risk anything out there if they tweak something. So, I would say right now the Steelers are actually in a pretty okay spot in terms of injuries. Obviously, the Corey Trice Jr. one isn't fantastic because he just can't stay healthy at this point. But at the end of the day, I feel okay with where they're at injury-wise. $2 from Bernard says, are you worried about Rodgers' age? He's 41, will be 42. Listen, man, I worry less about age in terms of the number, okay, in terms of the years. All right, what worries me about age is when you see the arm talent go. All right, we saw it with Kirk Cousins last year. We saw it with Matt Ryan, his final year in Atlanta and in his year in Indianapolis, all right? Like, when these guys' arm strength just goes, you can tell. You saw it with Peyton Manning in his final year, and they won the fucking Super Bowl that year, but it was because of their defense, right? It wasn't because Peyton was slinging it. We saw it with Drew Brees his final year in New Orleans, even though they made the playoffs that year. Obviously, they lost in the playoffs first round, but like...
You saw it with Big Ben.
A little bit with Big Ben. It wasn't as bad with Big Ben, but you could tell by the end of the season he was getting cooked. So that's not the case with Rodgers. He was still throwing the ball, really, really well at the end of last season. Do you remember that throw late in the year in the Jacksonville game to Devontae? It was just an absolute seed down the field. It's like it's just not normal. And Rodgers' arm talent is crazy, unique and special, and
it is not normal.
It's just not normal. And when you watch him throw on the field, in Latrobe, and you're watching him live, like the zip, the quick release, everything that you look for from Aaron Rodgers, like it's all still there. So I would say that the accuracy, if anything, has been the thing that has dipped a little bit from Rodgers. We saw that a little bit last year. The accuracy's been a little bit of an issue for him to start camp so far. But, I think that's going to start to get better and better as the preseason goes on here, Coop, because you get more reps with DK. I mean, just comparing DK and Rodgers' numbers from week 1 to week 2, astronomical difference. Yeah. All right. So if there's a big difference between week 2 and week 1, just imagine, what's going to look like once we get to week 1 and they're playing against the New York Jets. I think that this offense is going to be just fine. even though, it is important to acknowledge that the offense is going through some struggles right now. $5 from Robert Locke again says, did we lap those other AFC North wannabe channels again? We did.
Trader Joey got dusted.
Trader Joey was coming to me nearly in tears the other day because he was so embarrassed.
And Stone was so embarrassed he quit his job.
Yeah, our Bengals channel quit.
He was so embarrassed.
He was so embarrassed that we doubled his subscriber count that he left.
In all honesty, we love Stone. Best of luck to Stone, but F him and F the Bengals.
But F the Bengals.
Facts.
$5 from June says, not going to lie, I do not trust the offensive line for the scheme we are trying to run this year. O-line looks mid. Hopefully it's just training camp and looks better by week 1. Yeah, man, this is going to be the X factor for the year, Coop. And I've said it once. I'm going to say it a million times over.
They go as their offensive line goes.
If the offensive line stinks, this team is capped.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers can be as good as he wants to be. DK Metcalf can be as good as he wants to be. The defense can be as good as they are. Like, we've seen this movie before, Coop, where we have a really good defense that keeps this team in games and keeps them in the playoff hunt. But the offense is just so bad because of the offensive line. They can't protect anybody and they can't create any run lanes. And it just caps the ceiling on this team.
Is Rodgers better equipped to combat a bad offensive line?
I think he's better equipped than Justin and Russ were. I'll say that, because Justin would hold onto the ball forever,
right,
and he would have terrible pocket presence, and he would take a ton of sacks. And then Russell Wilson, if that first read wasn't there,
it was over.
It was over.
Yeah.
Like, he was done. So Rodgers, the thing that, when you watch Rodgers on film, the one thing that stands out to you is that he is still very, very good in terms of feeling the pressure and manipulating the pocket based on that pressure. He knows where to step up, where to step through, where to step to the side. And even though he's not running out of the pocket the way that he used to in Green Bay, like, he's always had legendary pocket presence, and that still exists with Rodgers. And then another thing with Rodgers is that he gets the ball out so much faster than Fields and Russ do. So that's going to, kind of lower the bar to clear for this offensive line, because last year this offensive line had to protect for a very long time with those other two quarterbacks. This year you just have to hold up for a couple of seconds, and then Rodgers gets that ball out like that. So, I think that Aaron Rodgers will be better for this offensive line for sure. Another $5 from Robert Locke. By the way, we passed $100, so that means another lemon shot here for me.
Robert Locke says, if you didn't hit the like button, you can't have a free raffle entry. I like that. I think that's fair. Do you think that's fair?
What?
Robert Locke says, if you didn't hit the like button, you can't have a free entry.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Adds up to me.
Adds up to me, my man.
We also got a 10 coming in from Rad Doctor.
Rad Doctor,
What up, brother?
If you got a question or a comment, let us know in the chat. But otherwise, you got 3 raffle tickets to win the hat. Appreciate you. $2 from the Mikado 16 says, I think we have a bigger need at tackle than wide receiver. It's possible, but the problem, here's the thing.
There are just no good tackles available.
Like, there's way more wide receiver options available than tackles. Because teams will be willing to let go of a receiver, but
if you have a good tackle,
if you have a good starting tackle, you're not trading him, and if you have a good backup tackle,
you're not trading him.
You're not trading them unless you're fleecing the other team. Like, the Steelers will have to pay a premium. I think the best case scenario is they get Braxton Jones from the Chicago Bears, good player, for like a 4th round pick.
Now, hear me out. Would you go sign Tyron Smith off the street?
No, because he's lost a shit ton of weight.
Oh, has he?
Yes,
so
he's done. He's retired.
I didn't even know that.
He's made the full transition. If you're gonna get an old guy that's still on the market, that would be one Mr. David Bakhtiari.
Did he play tackle?
Bakhtiari, that's all he's ever played is tackle.
I thought he played guard.
No, it's all he's ever played is left tackle. What are you talking about?
He's probably cooked though. He didn't play last year.
He's probably cooked, and he's always injured, even when he was playing.
He did like chugging beers though on Milwaukee Bucks front row.
Oh yeah. $5 from Robert Locke here says, perhaps I wasn't loud enough. F Joey, let's go.
Where is? Oh yeah, he's out there. Yeah, he can hear us.
Trader Joey can hear us over there. F Trader Joey.
He's gonna be so disappointed when the Ravens blow this year.
Yeah, and Derrick Henry. By the way, I'm not cheering for this. But when he blows out his knee this year because he had. I'm just saying, like, the last time he had that many carries in a season, he could not finish the next season.
Well, and also, isn't the stat like if you're above a certain age, you don't rush for more than 1,400 yards? I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, I think it's 1,300 yards. I don't think anyone.
Like 32.
32. Right? I don't think any running back in NFL history has run more than 1,300 yards in league history. So he had like 19 last year.
And now I'll say this: if there's one person in NFL history to do it, it might be him.
Yeah, he's a freak. He's like a bona fide freak. But $2 from Michael Pollock says, give Rock first team reps. UDFAs are a W. It certainly sounds like that. I would love to see Rock Taylor get some first team reps.
We'll see a heavy dose of him in preseason, I assume.
Yes, we will. And that's going to be really where Rock has to shine. Like, he's going to have to make a great first impression here on Saturday. He's going to have to follow that up with another good performance the next week, and then he's going to have to bring it home in week 3. Like, I can't stress to you guys how much he's going to have to prove out there before they trust him with a roster spot. I think the most likely scenario for him is he gets a practice squad designation, and they stash him for the year, and they see like what happens, and maybe if there's an injury, he gets on the 53-man roster. But he's going to have to beat out Robert Woods for sure, and he might have to beat out Scotty Miller as well. Which Scotty's been having a good camp, so he's going to be a tough one to beat out from a UDFA. So right now, our XP leaderboard. Robert Locke is in the lead. We've got Zwap in second, and then Thomas is number
Huxley.
3 right now. So right now, Robert Locke is going to be the MVP of the show, unless do we do the 2-minute shot clock here? Last call?
We'll give him a 2-minute shot clock.
All right, last call here, folks, for the raffle. We're going to be giving away a Steelers Talk hat at the end of all this. Still got over 330 people watching live, Coop.
What real ones?
I mean, this is why I love this community, man. Like, we're just here talking Steelers. We're not even really we only did one segment today. No Madden stream, and we still got over 300.
Let's go.
Red-blooded Americans talking football over here, man. It's just good stuff.
I'm pretty sure we've got some international audience as well.
That's true, but they can be red-blooded Americans for the day. For the hour, whatever.
If they want to be.
If they want to be. Looks like Robert Locke is extending his lead here.
Robert Locke is going at Joey's throat.
I mean, Joey is going to be. I think Joey's going into the corner right now to cry.
Now, this is a little. Robert Locke, I appreciate it. I just won't know if I agree with this one.
Well, Trader Joey's actually doing a really good job doing a great job with the Tennessee Volunteers channel. I think they started it on Friday, and they already have over 1,000 subscribers.
They do. He is getting that channel to the moon. So while we do like to poke fun at Trader Joey, and he is a fraud, but I don't know if he can hear me at this point, but we love Trader Joey over here.
We love Trader Joey.
We hate him.
And we hate him at the same time.
Ravens fans or Steelers fans? I hate y'all.
Do you guys remember that shit talk video? Like, Joey is such a nice guy. The craziest thing he could say as shit talk was, I hate y'all. God, man.
He's just too nice of a guy, man.
All right, he's just too nice. All right, you got 30 seconds to get your raffle tickets in. $5 to get in, 10 to get 3, 20 to get 10. It's a last call here, folks. And
Kevin Reed asked, do you think Darnell Washington will develop into a player like Eric Green?
Listen, man, here's what I'll say about Darnell Washington. The people saying that he needs to move to left tackle, no. Okay? No. He's never practiced at offensive tackle.
Yeah. No, that won't happen.
And, by the way, he's looking great as a tight end. Like, why would you give up the advantage of essentially having a 6th offensive lineman out there that can also catch passes?
Right.
To put him at left tackle, and he's not going to be as good there.
You're keeping him at tight end.
Like, he's going to be a tight end. I understand where people are coming from. Like, he stonewalled T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith, Nick Herbig, and Jack Sawyer all in a row at Friday Night Lights practice last week in the blocking drills. I get why people are saying that. But, his dual ability to be a run blocker and a pass catcher, it's going to be a matchup nightmare for opposing defenses this year, guys. I cannot stress that enough. Okay, so No, do not move Darnell Washington to left tackle. Hopefully Broderick develops. Jeremy Chuggs, how we doing today, my friend?
Hey, having a steel kind of Monday. Having a steel kind of Monday. I'll tell you what.
Jeremy Chuggs loves to come in here and wave the terrible
No
towel
doubt
from
about
time
it.
to time, man.
My mom.
Yeah, his mom is a big time
Is
Steeler.
that true?
His mom watches the show daily.
She was in the Terry Bradshaw.
Watches the
I was
show
gonna say
daily.
RIP, but he's not dead.
He-
Well,
Close.
He kind of is.
Close.
He's close to it.
Close.
We love Terry though.
We love Terry,
Steelers-
but
good
he
Steelers
he,
legend.
he is getting a little bit cuckoo. With all due respect to the
A
legend.
lot of bit cuckoo.
Well, go chew on bark. What was that about? That was crazy when he said chew on bark.
Did you get a Venmo?
Did I? I think I did actually. I did. Oh my god. Okay, so I'll send it your way.
Cool. And we got another super from Mr. Locke coming in. That's a good one.
There we go.
Cool.
We will get to that Venmo and then we'll raffle off this hat. Right now, guys, we are at $143. So I'll tell you what. If somebody puts in a $100 super chat before we do the raffle or before we sign off, we will bang the gong.
I'm in.
All right, and I'll get you a Steelers Talk hat, even if you don't win the raffle. All right, automatic Steelers Talk hat, and I will get slapped in the face with a tortilla from our new producer Ponzi. All right, he's been itching to slap me in the face.
Intern Sam's not here today.
Intern Sam's not here today, so if we can get a $10 super chat of some variety,
A $10?
no, 100. Did I say 10? No, if we get a one. If we,
Start flowing it.
If we get a $100 super chat, we will bang the gong, tortilla slap, and the person that sends it in gets a Steelers Talk hat. Or if they already have one, they can give one away to somebody in the chat. Either one. But Kurt Crater coming in with a 10.
Well, Bob Locks first.
Oh, Bob Locks first, $10. Says, here we go, Jeremy. Here we go. Yeah, Jeremy's a good guy, man.
love Jeremy.
We love Jeremy. We love Chugsy here.
And then Kurt Carrader.
And then Kurt Crater says, double down on Robert Locke. Joey, F them. F the Ravens.
Yeah, F Joey.
F the Ravens in the chat, man. I need all 300 of you guys in the chat right now to spam F the Ravens. If you hate those dreaded Ratbirds, and if you want to beat those suckers to win the AFC North Championship this year.
We will.
I think we've got a chance.
We'll beat him.
There's a chance. Derrick Henry probably has to be way less than what he was last year.
Our run defense can stop.
I mean, listen, man, the way the run defense is playing right now, it's either this run offense stinks or this run defense is generational.
I kind of think it's both.
Which one is it? But yeah, all right, so let's do the raffle here. See who wins the Steelers Talk hat today.
I can't find that stuff.
By the way, to this point,
What can't it find?
I don't know. Robert Locke is our MVP for the day, but if somebody else puts in 100, they might swoop in and get the MVP trophy. Not going to lie. That might be it.
All right.
So Coop's currently getting our raffle together, and then we'll get out of here for the day here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, no.
You good, Coop?
Oh, yeah.
All right, you just got to put all the names in there now.
Yep. The wheel that we had last time popped up, and there were so many names in there, so I had to scroll all the way down to clear it out.
Oh, man, Robert Locke is taunting the rest of the chat, saying, take me down, chat, take me down. All right, who's going to take up Robert Locke on his offer here? Who's going to be the MVP? It's a lot of money, man, but I think we got quite a bit. Tortilla slap, automatic hat, and then banging the gong. Hot Rod says, I'm poor. It's all good, Hot Rod.
Me too, Hot Rod.
Coop as well. Me too, because I got a wedding to pay for next year. So very poor individual right
But
here.
you'll get all that back in wedding presents.
Easy.
Not all of it.
Easy. I will.
Oh, you will?
I might. I don't know. It depends how much you give me, dude.
How much I give you?
How much are you forking over for
We'll
the
see
for the
how-
happy couple?
Dude, that's for grandmas and for relatives.
Not for friends? So we're not family, dude? We've been doing this channel for 2 years. We're not family?
We'll
Is that
see.
what-
We'll see
is that
how
what-
much we set aside.
Is that what,
all
is that what you're saying?
We'll see.
All right, man.
Depends on how nice you are to me.
Okay, I'll be extra nice to you from now on until next year. Okay, and then we're back to shit talking.
Oh, yeah.
Coop. All right, let's give away a hat here, ladies and gentlemen. Here are all the entries. Let's do it.
Who we got?
Let's go. Who's winning it today? That looks like Alex H. Is that it?
Alex!
Alex H. You have won a Steelers Talk hat.
That was a free entry, too.
Oh, nice. So, Alex, are you in the chat?
Alex, you have to be present to win if you're a free entry.
Let us know. Alex H., are you in the chat? All right, Ponzi sees him, so you want to put my email?
Oh,
there
yeah.
it is. Sperry at Chat Sports, Alex. If you want to claim your prize, all you have to do is send me your shipping address, and we will send you one of these Steelers Talk hats.
Let us know if you want it signed as well.
Yeah, and let us know if you want it signed, or if you don't, it's perfectly fine. But that's where you guys find us. I appreciate all the insers in the chat, man. We got Buddy Bear in here. He says, "What's up,
LBB?
Jack? What's up, Coop? Buddy Bear, it's good to see your ass in the chat, man."
Buddy Bear, it's always good to see you.
Kevin Reed is here. Robert Maxwell's here. JP, my man, is here. CJ Ross is here. Kurt Crater, of course, as always, is here. Robert Locke, today's MVP. And Thomas wants to finish us out today with a "Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go." It's going to be a lot of those this year, Coop, on these watch parties, man.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait for it. All right, that'll be it for us today here at Steelers Nation. We'll see you on Wednesday. Again, Wednesday, normal time, 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be here
Wednesday.
to preview first preseason game of the year, Steelers versus Jaguars. You're not going to want to miss it. Till next time, guys. Here we go, Steelers.
Peace.